My dad, he's an insurance agent, and he always tells me, he's like, you need to handle problems immediately, which I agree with. But at the same time, if you can outsource and hire somebody that is more qualified and or will do a better job than you, then you can save your brain power for the more important tasks, like you said, the income creating activities. So you've helped me realize a lot in the last few weeks, and one of them is that.
Yeah. No, I think for sure, because, you know, you're taking that call, and I think because I'm on the outside, it's easy. I think when you're in it, it's like, because I get what you're trying to do. You're being authentic. You're trying to solve these problems. But it's like, hey, if you have a really trustable person on your team, it's like, and you let them make the decisions, like, hey, I trust you to make these decisions. But if it's a big problem, come to me with the problem.
Right.
Other than that, you take care of it. And when you can do that, now all these problems, all these things that don't produce income are kind of off your plate. And now it's like, how do I scale? How do I grow? How do I increase margins? Because I remember the week after, you're like, I increased my margins by just cutting a couple items, by doing this. And now you're able to make those things that make the difference and put you on a projection for 2025 being your best year exponentially from the last few years.
Yep. And, you know, like you said, making leaders, right? So I have Jimmy, Diego. These guys are handling sales calls, for example. So I'm doing some sales calls related to SCAR Enterprise Coaching. But I'm able to bring these guys in and just trust that they know how to do things. And honestly, one thing that I really need to work on, and it's really important as a business owner, I think, is just having patience in people and knowing how to manage and teach them just one time the right way. Because it's not their fault if they screw up. It's yours as the business owner, because you didn't teach them how to do it correctly. You have to have that extreme ownership.
100%. I think when you're at the top, if things start going awry below you, it's all a sign of the leadership at the top.
Yeah.
And so I think building core values, having a mission, having people that you can trust is a key. And I think you've been able to filter, not in a bad way, but filter through the people that maybe, not that you can't trust, but there's different work ethics. And
Totally.
a brand like Streignth, where I see it going, what it stands for, it's like you need to have those people that are driven, that are working, and want to see it grow, because the competition in this industry is no joke.
No.
But I mean, y'all are getting up there. You're competing. You're the underdog that's going to take over. In my belief, I believe it. So it's like, I can't wait to see this happen. But something I want to tie it back to is, as I mentioned, you know, from ground zero to actually $100,000 in debt, 6 figures in debt, to now projected for $1 million in revenue next year. At what point was that $100,000 in debt? Was that 20 years old?
So that was last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 23?
2022 was rough. It was
Okay.
It was like the end of 2022 to 2023.
Okay, so you were 22, 23 years old.
Yeah.
How does someone manage being $100,000 in debt at that age, at 22 years old, and not like get flustered? Or you probably were, but how do you deal with that? Because that's a number that like most people our age are like, wow, that's a crazy amount of money, but it's the negative.
Dude, amazing question. So I always knew we'd get out. It wasn't a matter of if, it was when and how. And when you're in that, I'll tell you right now, it feels like crap. It feels, you kind of try to forget about it some days. You're like, like push it off, just keep showing up. And it definitely is kind of the elephant in the back of your head. It's like, dude, I'm in debt. What am I doing? But it forces you to grow so much, because you're forced in a corner. It's like, okay.
There's only one way out.
There's only one way out, and it's up, right? Rock bottom, baby. So I was investing into the wrong people, the wrong agencies. I was paying people that would leave, like influencers, for example. And then I just realized, dude, I need to actually look at my finances. I got really good at that. I brought on some mentors, and shout out to my mentor, Dan. I couldn't pay him for like 6 months. That's a lot. And he still kept meeting with me and believed. He's like, dude, you have something great going. It was just about fine-tuning the program and fine-tuning the process. And just slowly but surely, we have dug our way out. And now we figured out different way. Like, if we never went in debt, we wouldn't have the program we have today.
I mean, 100%, dude. It's like, if the things that didn't happen, you never would have learned the lessons. And maybe if you weren't $100,000 in debt and you only $75,000 in debt, you wouldn't have like put the foot to the ground as much. I don't know.
No,
you never know.
Seriously.
But it's like, seriously, like you see that number and it's intimidating, dude. It's scary. But at 22, so was it actually Was it personal or company debt? Was it under the LLC?
Okay, so everything, all the money that I make, it goes right back into the business. I keep as much as I need to survive.
Like to live.
Yeah, currently, to be honest, like I'm not saving as much as I should be. I invest everything back in the business because I want to grow, which it
Oh,
is.
dude, you have to.
You have to. I'm 5 years in. I'm still investing everything back in the company.
Yeah, and I don't think people realize that. People see a startup, people see you bootstrapping a fitness company, and they're like, wow, like Shane's doing well, like Streignth's growing.
Yeah.
You know, they hear the backstory of he was in debt, but now he's doing great. Like the company's growing exponentially. But I don't think they get like every single dollar is going back in because if you
Right.
don't invest that money, there's no way to grow the company.
Nope. No. Yeah, money doesn't grow on trees, man. You have to put it back into different avenues. So, you want to hear like the plan I have?
Yeah, let's hear a little plan. Share what you can share and give as much insight to the audience who maybe want to start their own venture in a fitness company or any sort of thing because that to provide that I think is super insightful, especially from someone that can relate to 24 years old because I think a lot of people see the advice from 40-year-olds and they're like they're not in it. Like you're in it. You're now striving in 2024, 2025 coming, but it's like from a 24-year-old perspective who's doing it right now.
Yeah. So, just to kind of try to put you guys in my shoes here, you know, I'm 23 years old. I at one point in debt as well. I was in 200 pounds. Like I was bulked on purpose. I was in a relationship, and you know, I'm grateful for how all that went. But parts of me felt like overall in life, in every regard, I was settling. Right. And also going back to like the 2022, 2023 era, on the cusp of 2023, I was doing sportswear the whole time. It was strength sportswear. There was no supplements. There was no lifting belts. There was no ambassador program. It is now. And there was no like strength training or gladiator package or Scar Enterprise coaching. The coaching is where I find a lot of fulfillment. I enjoy it a lot because we're able to make a way bigger difference. We just kept doing these drops like for 4 or 5 years. It was just, our whole brand was just drops. And I had no way of predictably scaling. So what if you do a drop and you order all this apparel, then they don't like it? That's what happened. We did an apparel drop, and I ordered so much product that got delayed for 3 or 4 months because I put all my eggs in one basket.
Wow.
That's how it all started. I thought, the key is
This will work.
Yeah.
It was vintage apparel, correct?
that was a really bad launch. This is actually a different one.
Okay, so there was
That
a
one was
couple
really
bad
bad.
launches that made the debt pile up.
Right.
So what was the first one that put you like, oh wow, like that missed pretty bad?
It was when I completely outsourced my warehouse, and I had products trying to get sent there. It was a 3PL, third-party logistics company, and it was like 3 or 4 months delayed because I put all my eggs in one basket on the manufacturer, and then the manufacturer gets delayed. What do you do when you don't have product? You can't sell. So I couldn't sell for like 4 months, and I'm paying these influencers and people that I don't have SOPs made for. SOPs are standard operating procedures for people that don't know.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, dude, what if we got into supplements, right?
Okay.
We got into subs,
Yeah.
and that was huge because it's something that they can buy every month.
So was this the start of the climbing out of the debt?
Yeah.
Was the supplements?
Yep.
And now like these products are on hand. You're not selling stuff you don't have. So now you can start to climb your way out of here. And how did supplements fare versus the clothing drops? Like was that faring well?
Yeah. So we introduced like the whole ambassador program with the gift card and such, where they get a gift card each month.
Yeah.
And it's like, you get a gift card each month. How the heck are you supposed to buy product if you don't have product? Well, supplements we were able to invest into, which was more costly, of course.
So you're going more in debt to climb yourself out of debt, which is got to be frightening at that point.
Oh yeah. So yeah, sometimes you think, oh gosh, is there going to be a light at the end of the tunnel? But then you do, and you innovate, and yeah, now I mean we're about to be doing like 6-figure months. So
from 6-figure debt to 6-figure months.
yep.
Yeah.